guys, Ethan here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to bring you guys my FIFA 19 Premier League rating refresh predictions. I've got a total of around 20 players, all of whom I personally believe deserve a winter upgrade, and some of these are actually leaked upgrades from FIFA, who have access to the head-to-head database, where they can see all the upgrades EA have implemented into offline game modes, which are generally then added into Ultimate Team at a later date. You guys can expect to see the majority of these upgrades coming towards the end of February, at least if last year's anything to go by, as the Premier League upgrade started on February the 23rd. Now, of course, you guys may have differing opinions to some of the ones I share in this video, and that's completely normal. Let me know down below any of these players that you maybe disagree on with the ratings. Maybe they should be higher rated, lower rated, maybe some of the stats should change. Let me know down below, and also let me know any players you think I may have missed out on, and what league you would like me to do a video on next. If you guys do enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here, and without further ado, let's go on into it. First up, we've got Felipe Anderson, a newcomer to the Premier League who didn't exactly hit the ground running. It took him a couple of weeks to find his form and some consistency, but once he adapted to the league, he's been scoring a lot of goals and getting a lot of assists. And West Ham have really been punching above their weight. Towards the beginning of the season, just like Anderson, the whole team, they weren't really performing that well. It took them a while to adapt to the new manager's style of play, but now they beat Arsenal a couple of days ago and they're doing really well, and Felipe Anderson has been a key reason for that. Next up, we've got Virgil van Dijk, arguably the best defender in world football so far this season. Liverpool's defensive record has been absolutely insane, and he has been the key reason behind that. He definitely deserves an upgrade to around an 87 overall, and that is what FIFA have said that he will get upgraded to. That is, I believe, what he currently has on head-to-head, and that's a very kind of believable upgrade. I reckon he'll probably get that. In terms of stat boosts, don't expect anything crazy unless it's like a massive boost from like a silver card to a gold card. Generally, you don't see anything more than like a +2 or 3 at best, but I do think his defending will probably get boosted up by maybe around 3 or 4, and then we'll see a few insignificant boosts to the majority of his other stats. Next is one of the breakthrough young talents of the Premier League season so far, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a player that very few people knew about just a couple of months ago, but now a lot of big teams are interested in him. He's actually completed more tackles than any other player in any of Europe's top 5 leagues, which is crazy. Playing for Crystal Palace, he really has shored them up defensively, alongside the likes of Tompkins and Van Aanholt, and he's become an absolute beast. He's got a couple of assists as well going forwards. He's been pretty effective, and he definitely deserves an upgrade from the current 70 rating he has to probably around a 77 or 78 overall. Next up is another leaked upgrade, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the current joint top scorer in the Premier League with 14 goals. According to FIFA, he will go from an 87 to an 88. Don't expect any massive boosts across the board, although I do think the shooting will go up by maybe 2 or 3, as 84 is just too low for a player of his quality who scored so many goals. Next up is Ryan Fraser, the first of a few Bournemouth players in this video. They've been really punching above their weight this season, and he's chipped in with a lot of goals and assists so far. He deserves an upgrade in my opinion, from a 75 to around a 78 or 79, and also a position change from the right hand side to the left hand side of midfield. Next up, we've got Aymeric Laporte, who really didn't get much game time last season, but this year he's managed to make himself an ever-present in the Man City defence alongside John Stones, freezing Otamendi, who was one of the best defenders in the league last season, completely out of the team. And according to FIFA, he will go up from an 83 to an 85 rating overall, with some nice stat boosts across the board. We all know Liverpool have been brilliant defensively this season, and it's not just Virgil van Dijk, it's also their fullbacks and just their whole defence really. Robertson's been a key part of that. He's also chipped in with a lot of assists going forwards, and he deserves an upgrade in my opinion, from an 81 to an 83 overall. I believe this is what FIFA have also given him. It's what he's been upgraded to on head-to-head. We're going to see a nice boost to the stats across the board, and it will make him the best left-back in the Premier League on Ultimate Team, which I think reflects his in-real-life ability. Next up is Lucas Torreira, a player who I really like watching. He reminds me of Kante. He's all over the pitch, breaking the play up, getting forwards, contributing with goals and assists as well, and he has got so many man-of-the-match performances so far this season for Arsenal. It's crazy, and I think he definitely more than deserves an upgrade from a 78 to an 80 or maybe even an 81 rating overall. Next up is Raheem Sterling, a player who's come on leaps and bounds in the past couple of seasons under Pep Guardiola, adding a lot more goals to his game and becoming far more clinical going forwards. According to FIFA, he will go from an 85 to an 86 rating overall, which is more than deserved, and he deserves a massive upgrade to his shooting. 73 shooting is awful for a player who scored what, like 18 or 19 goals last season in the Premier League, and already has 7 or 8 this season, as well as a load of assists. An 86 rating is more than deserved. Next up, we've got Raul Jimenez of Wolves, and they've had such a good season so far. They've managed to get a result against every single team in the top 6 so far this season, which is crazy for a newly promoted side. I believe they're in the top 10, and as he's their top scorer, I believe he's got 6 or 7 goals so far. Couple of assists as well. I think he deserves an upgrade. He's currently 78 rated. I think he could go to maybe a 79, 80 or even 81 rating overall. We've got another league to upgrade again from FIFA, and that is David Silva, going from an 89 up to a 90 overall. And in the absence of De Bruyne, he's added a lot of goals and assists to Man City's side. He's been instrumental in some big victories, and I think it is a deserved upgrade. He's just getting better and better with age. He is 33 years old right now, and he's scoring more, he's getting more assists than he ever has in the past, and he's been at this consistent level now for over a decade. He's an unbelievable player, really is one of the best Premier League midfielders of all time, and in my opinion, this upgrade is definitely deserved. He could have even started FIFA 19 with this rating, because last season as well, as you would expect, he was amazing. Next up is Declan Rice, just 19 years old, and a player that a lot of big sides, including the likes of Manchester City, have shown a lot of interest in. He's currently just 69 rated, and he's definitely going to go up to a goal. That's pretty much guaranteed. I think probably around a 75 or 76 rating overall. I'm not sure whether he'll be a centre-back or a defensive midfielder, as he has played in both of those positions, but I think he is pretty much guaranteed an upgrade. Next up, we've got yet another leagues upgrade, and that is Alisson, going from an 85 to an 86 overall. Given Liverpool's brilliant defensive record this season, we will see pretty much all of their defenders receive upgrades, and this one's a nice one. We'll see a few little boosts across the board. He does have a ones to watch card, which will get boosted, and also all his special cards will as well. We've then got Heung-min Son, who's been brilliant this season for Spurs, chipping in with a lot of goals and assists. They've been doing really well, currently 3rd in the table, which is very impressive for a side that made no signings in the transfer window. I don't think any other teams did that, but they're currently 3rd, and I think he deserves to go from an 84 to an 85 or even 86 rating overall. Next up is another Wolves player, and that is Doherty, who's been brilliant all round this season for Wolves, who, as I've already said, have had a very good season. He's got a couple of goals and assists, he's been solid defensively, and I think he definitely deserves an upgrade from a silver to a gold with probably around a 76, 77 or even 78 rating overall, with a big boost to his shooting and a nice defensive boost as well. We've then got another silver upgrade, and that is Guendouzi of Arsenal. The young Frenchman has played a lot of minutes so far, not only in the Premier League, but in the Europa League, in the FA Cup, in all competitions really. He has been very, very good. He's a player that no one really knew about at the beginning of the season, but he's broken through, and he looks very good, very composed on the ball, so I think he'll probably get a big boost to that passing and to the dribbling as well. I think he'll probably go up to a high rated silver, possibly a low rated non-red gold. We've then got, you guessed it, another Liverpool defender, Alexander-Arnold, going from a 78 to an 80 rating overall. I think that's more than deserved. He's been very good defensively, just like Liverpool have as a whole, and going forwards, he's added goals and assists to his game. I think he scored 2 goals, one of which was a really nice free kick, and he's got a handful of assists as well. We've then got John Stones. This is actually another leaked upgrade from FIFA, going from an 82 to an 83 rating overall. He's removed all those errors and mistakes he used to make from his game. He's been so consistent. He's just so cool, calm and collected on the ball. Even under so much pressure, when he's getting pressed by like 2 or 3 players, he just dribbles out from the back, plays a good ball forwards, and he's been solid defensively too, so I think this is definitely a deserved upgrade. Next up is another Man City player, and that is the youngster Phil Foden, just 18 years old, and he's currently just a 73 rated silver, but that's of course based on last season, and this season he's already played a lot more minutes and got a lot more game time than he did last year. He's also got his first goal for City. He's now got a total of 3 goals, I think, this season. He's also got 2 or 3 assists as well. He's starting to play more in the Premier League, he's starting games in the Cups, he's just really evolving as a player, so I think he could possibly go up to like a 75, maybe at a push, a 76 rated non-red gold. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think he could get an upgrade given he has started to play a lot more, he's got more goals, got more assists. I think it would be a nice upgrade. But ultimately, we've got Callum Wilson. I've already said earlier on just how good Bournemouth have been this season. I believe he's their top scorer so far. Him, King and Brooks as a front 3, with Fraser and then I believe Stanislas on each side have been brilliant. They play really nice football, and he has got a lot of goals. Chelsea did show a lot of interest in him earlier on in the winter transfer window, but I believe they've signed signed Higuain instead. So he's going to stay for the rest of the season, and I think this upgrade, 78 to an 80, is definitely deserved. Finally, we've got Bernardo Silva, and this is yet another leaked upgrade from FIFA, going from an 84 to an 86 rating overall, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's going to move from the wing into the midfield, attacking midfield or centre mid, as that's where he's played this season. He's played in De Bruyne's role. He's obviously been injured. He's only started like 1 or 2 Premier League games this season, but Bernardo Silva's been great, put in so many great performances, for example, against Liverpool. I think he ran like 15 kilometres in that game, which is more than anyone else has this season. So I expect he'll get a nice boost overall, especially to that shooting, because only 72 is pretty low, and he's scored like 7 or 8 goals this season. He's been really good. So I think this will be a nice upgrade. I'm just really hoping he moves into the middle of the pitch. So there we go. That's going to be the end of the predictions. There are a few other players I could have maybe included, the likes of Joe Gomez, Brooks, maybe Rashford, Martial. There are a lot of players, but I already had so many. There's about 20. I just couldn't make the video any longer. But if you guys want to see a part 2, because there are quite a few players I missed out, I can definitely do that. Let me know down below though which league I should do next, and give me some suggestions for players from other leagues around Europe that you think deserve upgrades. Let me know any of these upgrades you maybe disagree with, anything like that. And I'll catch you guys later. Take care.